Hey everybody, it's Vince from Spradley Kia and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to show you guys the GT1 2022 Kia Stinger in Ascot Green. I personally love the Kia Stinger. It's my vehicle. I drive a GTS myself. I am going to see if I can beat the storm. There's a big rainstorm coming in from Colorado, but I want to make sure that I get this video done before the rain makes this guy wet. If you are new to my channel, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers, and I think I need like 12 or 13 more. So please like and subscribe. It does help me out, and especially when I'm trying to reach those goals. But I just wanted to show you guys the 2022 Kia Stinger in Ascot Green with the black interior. Right away from the front, you have the tiger nose grille. You have the daytime running lights, which have been redesigned. And then you have Kia's new badging right there. I'm going to try and talk a little louder just in case the wind is a little heavy in this video. Hopefully we don't have too much of a problem. You have your daytime running lights right there. You have your side fully functional vents, which I actually am a huge fan of in my Stinger. I think they're great that they're fully functional. They really help cool down the braking system when you have those fast stops. You have the 19-inch tires with the new spoke design for the Ascot Green. You also have the Brembo brakes hiding in there. And then you have the other side of that fully functional vent. Let's see if we can get a peek inside there. Kind of the side profile of the car. It's a really impressive color in person. I hope it translates in the video. You have the rear of the vehicle. So again, you have the Stinger badging across the back. This vehicle is all-wheel drive, and again, it is a GT1. They redesigned the back exhaust to make it sound a little better, but you do have those different tips in there. If you're familiar with the Kia Stinger, those tips are smaller in the other models, but in the GT2 you have that design there. Rear parking sensors. You have the light bar across the back, and then you have the back profile. This guy's a hatchback, well, a fastback. A lot of people always ask me, Vince, what does it look like in the trunk? Plenty of room in the back. My wife and I go on a lot of trips, and I always say she has the Lady Diana luggage with her all the time, and all of her luggage fits perfectly fine in the back. This one has the rubber cargo tray. I actually purchased this separately. My kid plays sports. She's in softball, and this really helps minimize the dirt and the dust in the back there with her bag and all that. So I'm glad this one's a added-on accessory that came with the car. You do have child anchor locks in the rear seats, so the rear three seats do have the child anchor locks right there, in case you got little ones. And this is kind of that uh, sloped back design. Super easy handhold, push and close. Now, in the 2022 model of the Stinger, you do come with the standard key fob. This should look pretty familiar if you're a fan of the 2020s or the 2021s. You have remote start on the fob, and then all of that looks pretty standard. Lock, unlock, and panic. A little button to help get the physical key out. And then on the fob, you have Kia's new design right there, the new Kia signature badging, which I personally like a lot. So there's is again the GT2. I'm sorry, the GT1, but it comes with a couple of unique features. I'm going to show you on the inside here in just a second. But you do have the sunroof on this one, and then you have the new gear cluster, which is kind of cool. I'll show you what that looks like as well. Now, one reason for the back exhaust ports being a little bigger is to make it sound a little meatier. And I can hear it. You can turn that sound off and on. It's not exactly an authentic sound, but it is a great sounding vehicle. Once you turn it on, you can kind of hear it little roar just a little bit differently than in the past models, which I do like. So I think I'm just going to work backwards, show you guys the back. I have two kids, like I said. Well, I don't know if I said in this video, but I have two kids, 15 and 12 and 13, and they sit back here all the time, and I shuttle their friends around, and they're all big kids too. But if you get back here, you have plenty of knee room, plenty of headroom. You have the light right there, pretty standard. You have your back air with the 12-volt charger and then the USB charger. You have your map pockets here in the net, which is kind of cool. And then you have your handles here to hang on to. And then you also have your hooks. You know, if you're going to be hooking, garments or clothes, you have the little hooks there, which are kind of cool. I used to always hang hooks from just the handle, but now they've actually put a little physical hook in there, which I guess is nice. Here's kind of the front profile. You have that big screen there in the center for your infotainment system, which I love. I wish my Stinger had that. And you have the D racing steering wheel, so it's not a full circle, it's called the D steering wheel. And then you have your aeronautical vents to kind of have that airplane design, so it's kind of cool. Stinger and Kia Forte both have those. The real aluminum down there on the center console there. And then you have, let's see about that mirror. You have the edge-to-edge mirror, which is kind of cool. As you can see just in this video, it really does go edge to edge. It's a much different look than the mirrors in the previous models. You have your pull-down armrest here. Not much to write home about, but it's very comfortable. And then you have your cup holders here. More cup holders than people in this car. You have cup holders here. You have cup holders in the door wells. You have cup holders there in the center. And then you also have cup holders in the door well up there as well, both passenger and driver. So not a lot of mystery when it comes to, am I going to be able to fit a cup in here? We're going to have enough cups to go around. You do. Got plenty of cup holders in this vehicle. I really do love the aluminum. This is one of my favorite features of my Stinger, of any Stinger, especially in the GT lines. I do love the real aluminum there. I actually, as a driver, a little weird quirk for me, that vent right there, I position it to hit the aluminum door handle, so then it's nice and cool. So if I touch it, it's nice and cool. Plus, I have the ceramic window tint, which I highly recommend if anybody out there is on the fence about window tint, whether or not go regular or ceramic. Ceramic, you could be in the heat of August, 105 degrees, get into the car, and then the car is just completely cool. You don't feel it. I also have my windshield tinted as well, which does help because most of the heat is going through the windshield. But man, it is. If you're on the fence about ceramic tint or regular tint, I highly recommend ceramic tint. And I know this is not a ceramic tint video, but man, it has changed my life. I got it on my wife's car. I always recommend it. It's a little bit pricey, don't get me wrong, it is, but it is worth it. It will change your life. Okay, hopping out of the back seat. I have the key in my pocket, so anytime you get out of the car, it's gonna beep at you. See if I can get out of the wind. Okay, driver's seat. This is where you're gonna spend most of your time as a driver of the Kia Stinger. You got your standard windows controls right there, door lock, window mirror adjusters, window locks, and then you have your button to fold in the mirrors. They fold in, they fold out. Super useful parking in a garage. I have a two-car garage. I park on the left, I pull up, close the mirrors, pull in, unclose the mirrors. It really helps navigate that two-car garage. Kind of going left to right, you have your buttons down here for your lane keep assist, your fuel hatch pop, and then your illuminator for your cluster. So what that means is I can move that illumination down and you can kind of see how it gets darker Or if I move it up, it gets brighter. Same thing with the center cluster as well, which is kind of what I was going to wait to show you guys, but the center cluster has gauges on there now, which is really cool for the GT2. I'm sorry, I keep calling it the GT2. It's the GT1 2022. I keep saying GT2, but it is the 2022 is what I mean. But you have your oil temp gauge, your torque gauge, and your themes. So the little circles, I'm sorry, not circles, silver bars at the top and at the bottom, those are, you can change that in themes. You have one of three themes that you can do. You have your miles till empty, your temperature, and then you also have your how many miles are on the vehicle, gas gauge, speedometer, odometer, all that good stuff. I think that storm's coming in. Hopefully I can get this video done in time. So moving right along, you have your steering wheel here. You have your radio buttons there to control volume and music. You have your to answer your phone. Well, it would help if I had an actual radio station, wouldn't it? Well, let's just use Seek. Well, let's get out of AM, shall we? Let's go to FM. There we go. Okay, got the rock music going for the Christian, which is perfectly fine. But again, you want to go over here, control the volume and the channel. You have your answer phones, your favorite button, your voice activation button there for either the Kia Assistant or Siri or Bixby or Android Auto, whichever you use. Coming over to the right hand side, you have your adaptive cruise control. This button here changes the cluster and the center. So if you press it, you can change and then go to your different options there with the button on the center. A couple of different options. I do like gauges though. You have your light stick, which you can set to auto, and then you have your windshield wiper stick on this side. Now, one thing that I personally love are the paddle shifters. You have paddle shifters on the left, paddle shifters on the right, and then that way it's really fun in sport mode. I've used them many, many times. I mean, they're just super fun. Coming along over here to the big, beautiful infotainment system. Um, it is my favorite feature of the redesign, well, not the redesign, the 2022 model. You have this big screen here, which honestly I'm a little jealous of. My GTS does not have this. Neither do any of the other Stingers, only in the 2022. You can set different profiles if you like, and then you just swipe left and it has all your different options here. Valet mode is new, so if you are going to be valeting your car, you can put it into valet mode. That way it locks the system and so no one has access to your personal information. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which I'm a huge fan of. You have Yuvo, which is Kia's app if you're not aware of Yuvo. Sounds of Nature, so the relaxing sounds that Kia has added with their most recent update. This vehicle now has that as well. So you can be in a lively forest or you can be in a rainy day. You can be in a snowy village. Very relaxing. And turn that down. Coming down here to the physical buttons, if you do not like the touchscreen, you do have physical buttons here. So if you press, let's say radio, for example, it'll turn back to the radio. You have your climate cluster down here, a little right below the physical buttons. So you have driver's side and passenger side on this model, the GT1. So you do have the dual climate. You have air conditioning, you have your blower speeds. Super cool. And then you have your wireless phone charger down there, your USB port, and then a 12 volts as well. Here is all pretty standard. You have your gear shifter, which you can throw into sport mode by popping it down into drive. and then you can pop the column to the left. Now you are in, see that little one there? You are in first gear. And so you can just play around with that, put it into second gear. Obviously, pop it back down to first. When you're driving, it's really cool to do that, to play around with it using the paddle shifters, your gear shifters. You have multiple options of how you want to play with this thing. And then once you're done, pop it right back into normal. And I'm still in drive. So you can pop yourself in and out whenever you want. Your electronic parking brake, your auto hold drive modes, and traction control. Now, drive modes, let's touch on drive modes for a second. When you turn the knob, you have custom, sport, smart, comfort, eco. Really cool. I actually started playing around in Smart. I used to knock Smart a lot until my wife started driving in Smart, and she really likes it. It learns the terrain, it learns how you drive. You could be driving, and all of a sudden it'll pop you into Sport. If you're becoming a little aggressive or if you're accelerating, then it'll throw you back down into Comfort and keep you into Smart. When you throw yourself into custom, you can set the conditions of how you want Smart to act. Well, not Smart, it's custom technically because that's why it's called custom, but you can set yourself how you want your powertrain to react, which is really cool. Auto hold, quietly one of my favorite features lately. I've been using it a lot at drive-throughs, picking up my kid at practice. Auto hold's pretty cool. So I am in drive. Let's say I take my foot off the brake and I am rolling forward a bit. Put my foot back on the brake to stop us. So let's just pretend I'm at a drive-through. I put my foot all the way down on the brake, press auto hold, and you see auto hold pop up there in green. Once it's in green, I can release my foot from the pedals, and now I am free and clear. So if I'm stuck at a red light or in a drive-through, like I was saying, and you just want to take your feet off the pedals for a while, you can. Um, and then you are in auto hold. You're in hold. So to get out of auto hold, all I got to do is put my foot on the accelerator. Now I'm back in auto hold. And now I'm just back in drive, I mean. So I'm going to creep to a stop again because I'm in the same drive cycle. The engine has not turned off yet. I can re-engage auto hold by pressing my foot down again, and then I don't have to press the physical button again. I've already engaged auto hold. So super cool. You have your heated steering wheel, you have your auto off, and your heated seats, your little cubby here in the center with the change holder, and then you have your I use this for sunglasses or I use it for like receipts. I crumple up, throw it in there kind of like as a trash bin, and then I clean it out, as much as I can once a day. You have your big, beautiful glove box. Ooh, what's this? Cool. Stinger's features and functions guide. So, kind of the redesigned booklet there, which is really cool. All right. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, comment, and again, like and subscribe. I am super close to getting 100 subscribers. And the more you like and subscribe, the better that'll help me out. That is my goal, to get to 100. That's one of my short-term goals for the month. And hopefully I can get there. Sunroof, we didn't even talk about sunroof. Sunroof's really cool. I use mine a lot. Big, beautiful sunroof. I wish there was some sun today. Can't go wrong with the sunroof. Let's show just a quick little demo on the drive. I am going to put my seatbelt on. Sorry for the shaky cam. Sunroof's closing. And we are going to see how this baby does it. So the engine on this is a 3.3 liter V6 twin turbo. It's my favorite engine that Kia has. It's super fun. This vehicle, I always say nothing drives like a Stinger. Nothing does. I mean, you can drive a K5, you can drive an Optima, you could drive a Forte, you can drive pretty much anything and it will drive the way that you expect it to drive. But nothing drives like a Stinger. The handling, the acceleration, the torque, it is all super, super responsive. It is my favorite vehicle to drive. I always tell people you have to drive one because you will be surprised. I have never had one person say that they were shocked that they didn't like how it drives. Like everyone that has driven it has liked how it drives. Every single person. Um, so hopefully that includes you. Go down and drive one. I'm here in Pueblo, Colorado. If you're in the local market, you can always come and see me as well because I do sell them. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Again, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys down at the dealership. Oh, this thing has launch mode. I didn't even tell you guys about launch mode. Launch mode is super cool too. You it you just take off the bat. I mean, you launch. I mean, people try and race me all the time. This road that you're looking at right here, it kind of goes straight into what we call Pueblo West, and it's just one long straight road with two lights, two stoplights, and every time I'm at those lights, someone tries to race me, either in a little Lexus or a Hellcat. Actually, these people next door, the dealership next door, the Dodge, there's Hellcats there every now and then, and I'll admit that I have beaten everything but a Hellcat. I can get a Hellcat right off the bat. My 0 to 60 is fine. I can triple their length, but they always catch me. And everything else, with the 3.3 liter V6 twin turbo, I mean, the Stinger's a surprise. People do not see it coming, and I have beaten pretty much everything, Challenger, Charger, um, all that good stuff. I mean, not bragging, but these cars are super cool, super fun, and I'm on my second one. So again, wrapping it up a third time, just like and subscribe. Let me know what comments or questions you have. I try and get to them as best as I can, and I will see you guys down at the dealership. Thanks, guys.